And welcome, folks. I'm Tom Convica. We're going to talk a little bit of weather here for a little bit here on your Thursday evening. 73 degrees at AEX. We got clouds, high and mid-level stuff for now. 60 is your dew point, so there's some humidity, there's some moisture in the air. And likewise in Gina and LaSalle Parish, we go up to our Sinlaw broadcasting camera there and thank them for the cam. We're looking at 77 degrees, and we've got the same sky, high and mid-level clouds. It's all out ahead of the next weather system that will be affecting us. A little bit larger view of the weather radar right now. We continue to see some rain across portions of East Texas, and we'll put that motion back in. So far, we've had some warnings that have been prompted out in that area. Severe thunderstorm watch is up for that area. But over this way, things have been quiet, and not much was expected today, and I don't think much is going to happen. But between now and midnight, what we're going to start to see is that little area of clouds and rain down in the Houston area. And I think what's going to happen is that as that continues to move toward the northeast, something in this fashion, it will increase between now and midnight. And many times this is kind of what we call a convective burst point, if you will, kind of feeling the pressure from the oncoming system out west, and the atmosphere responds to that with a burst of convection, a burst of showers and thunderstorms. I don't think there'll be anything severe with that, and I'm not expecting much in the way of action out of that. But again, it would be something for you to look out for this evening, kind of see if it happens. And then as we get into Friday, yeah, you know what's going to happen there. The main upper level system affects us. We'll see a little bit of a warm front come through the area. Surface low pressure out to the west of us in the plains. That usually means inclement weather here, or at least rain, and it means that in this situation as well. So storm potential for Friday morning. We see a surface low out in southwest Oklahoma, North Texas, and the Lawton, Wichita Falls area, with a cold front trailing on the west side of that, stationary front to the northeast of it, and then warm moist flow here across our part of the world, setting the table for some severe potential for the day on Friday. As going to the PM hours, that low moves more toward us, sets up around Paris, Texas, in the Red River Valley there. And of course, the cold front and perhaps a little bit of a dry line feature mix will kind of move in across East Texas. Out ahead of that, we'll see convergence along this boundary, the coming together of air, as you see a different air stream direction here. And so that lifts the atmosphere, that's forced lifting, and that's what we talk about as a trigger for severe weather and for storms. And we're going to have that for the day tomorrow as that moisture continues to bring that instability in, and that will set the table for that particular situation. So some particulars on what to expect here in Sinlaw. First of all, I'll get you started with the overall rainfall pattern for Friday, and I'm just going to broad stroke of 100%. I think everyone will get something out of this, ranging from probably a trace or a few hundredths up to maybe 2 to 3 inches. I think the most common amounts, most common range, will be somewhere around a quarter inch to an inch and a half, and it will be AM and PM timing. Some folks will get wet in the morning, some will get wet in the PM hours, and some will get wet during both time periods. And I'll give you a gentle reminder that a 100% chance of rain that I give does not mean that it's going to rain all day without stopping. There are going to be breaks in these type of patterns. That usually is the case. So there are many different type of outcomes with this situation. Some folks will see maybe just one thunderstorm and that's it. Some of you may see 2 thunderstorms and 3 showers throughout the day. So you kind of get the idea. Again, so I'll try to keep this covered in some detail with this particular graphic. And looking at the severe potential from the Storm Prediction Center, they still have us outlooked here across our part of the world for a slight risk. On their scale, this is a 2 out of a 5 scale. And of course, this means that there will be isolated to widely scattered severe thunderstorms expected to develop down in our area. Now, severe threats overall, we see is in the limited category. They give that category 2. I just kind of have 3 categories. My category 1 and 2 is called limited here in this graphic right here. This is the limited scale, and you see that this is where the overall threat fits. Now, looking at the particulars of this, the flood threat is pretty low. I didn't want to give it a 0 because you could get somebody could get a thunderstorm that could drop an inch or 2 inches rain in 45 minutes. If that happens in the Alexandria, Pineville metro area at the wrong time of day, then could be some street flooding there, and could be some issues with some flooded cars. But that is so remote that I'm keeping that possibility there, but on the very low end. Looks like the two primary things would be some wind and hail from this, but certainly there is a tornado risk from this situation as well. And so a couple of things in a text format here. The timing is Friday into Friday evening, so pretty much most of the day Friday we're under the gun for severe weather. Now, compared to yesterday and some previous days, the reasoning and the details of this upcoming situation for severe weather in Cenla on Friday, the threat level has remained steady. So the thinking is still consistent with that. There hasn't been any big increase or any dramatic things happening with this. So things are steady as you go with this. The thunderstorm wind threat, and in order to qualify for a severe wind, we have to have 50 knots or 58 miles per hour. And many times we just round it off to 60 miles per hour. And that risk is somewhere in the 5 to 15% range here in Cenla. The quarter size hail, that is the lower end of where damage tends to occur. There have been hail studies done about and how it correlates with damage and how big the hail has to be. And one of the conclusions from that research is once the hail gets to quarter size and larger, the damage increases considerably. The damage potential increases. So that is why the quarter size hail is here, because that is a criteria for the lower limit of severe hail. So that risk is also about 5 to 15%. And the tornado risk is at 2 to 5% here across the area. So again, all this kind of correlates to, again, a lower level, lower end threat. Now let me look beyond this, because this isn't all the weather, active weather we're going to have. We're going to have several beautiful days, but it will be cooler behind Friday's system. Saturday be the first day. Not that Saturday be so great. There'll be some clouds with that, but you kind of get the idea. Things will settle down as we head into the middle of next week, and by that time on Wednesday, we see some energy starting to take shape here out west. You can see, again, here's the flow coming from the north and northwest, and then it turns west to southwesterly there out ahead of it. So this represents a zone right in here where we see a change in the wind. From physics, that's acceleration. If you change the speed, the direction, or both of a moving an object, then that is a force. And so that forces weather. It forces weather to change. And so we're looking at that again for starting Wednesday, and that is when our next rain chance after Friday and Saturday morning will come into our forecast. And then once we go into Thursday, and we'll start to see that system out across the west. And this is one model's opinion. Other models are kind of on board with some of the same scenario, but there are different outcomes associated with it, varying intensities, varying speeds of movement, and that kind of thing. But this is kind of a basic thing that we're looking at. There's been a little bit of consistency here. You see a huge dip in the jet stream coming in there across the western United States into the west, all the way down into Baja and the northwestern Mexico there. And so that, again, means there's going to be lots of acceleration, a lot of forcing coming in with that. And the bottom line is, as we go into Friday, that continues out west. It doesn't make much progress toward us. And so what we're looking at here is certainly a significant change after several nice days in the weather pattern as we go into the latter part of next week. 7-day forecast summarizes everything. There's your severe risk on Friday. Everybody gets wet. Saturday, I did put a 10% in the AM just in case there's some drizzle or something like that. It appears that this is going to be a pattern where behind this front, some moisture is going to wrap all the way around the system. And so we'll see just some drizzle possible or something Saturday. I just throw that in case it happens. You say, hey, we heard it at SenlaWeather.com. All right, for the weather headline, will be cooler Saturday, noticeably cooler Saturday, and Sunday and Monday will be below normal as far as temperatures. Temperatures will bottom out with 3 chilly mornings, Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday. Monday looks like maybe the averaging to be the lowest, around 40 degrees, but that leaves room for some 30s. But right now, not expecting a freeze or anything with this. over the next 7 days. Then we'll start to see a few changes coming in Wednesday. Partly cloudy sky. I threw in 20% in the rain chances. Look how the minimum temperatures increased from 42 Tuesday to 52 on Wednesday. Remember, the temperature cannot cool off as much at night when it's humid. And so that means that we're seeing increasing moisture for Wednesday, and going 52 to 60 for Thursday means even more moisture, and in fact, rain and some thunderstorms back in the forecast Thursday as all that energy and forcing is hanging back out to the west of us. And haven't raised a severe flag yet, but I think eventually sometime during that Thursday, Friday time frame, or maybe even into Saturday, we'll probably have something that we'll give to you there as far as a severe weather risk. Right now, Storm Prediction Center just indicating predictability of this is too low. Not necessarily potential, but the predictability aspect and confidence aspect is. All right, well, that's what I've done for you today. I think Nicholas is going to be out for a while, I think, and enjoying himself and his family. So I'll be around to see you tomorrow in the PM hours. And of course, depending on what happens with warnings, I will be on live streaming with any significant warnings that may occur here in SendLine. Just kind of keep you updated throughout the day. And hope you'll join me. And of course, have a blessed day for tonight. And